So the question was, Kubis, we want to move to Dubai. We look at the last 2 years and this year so far. So they've got a great plan going ahead. So we are preparing for that. Within the next 3 to 5 years, we know that we definitely want to be home owners there. And you also don't need that property to be ready right now. Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. I am your real estate mate, and everybody needs a mate in real estate. Today I want to go through frequently asked questions because I'm getting a lot of questions through people who book meetings in my calendar. Now, if you didn't know about that, there's a link in the description of this video that takes you directly to a calendar that I have set up purely just for this channel. It's a Google Calendar, so easy to use. It's not foreign. And you can book a 30-minute call with me and come with your pre-prepared questions, or just if you want to have a conversation with regards to the Dubai real estate market. You've been in this market or you haven't, you want to continue or you want to start. Whatever it is that you want to discuss, whatever your aspirations are for owning more real estate or your first piece of real estate in the city, you're welcome to book a call with me direct. It's for 30 minutes and we can have a good time. I want to talk about frequently asked questions, and there's one question in particular that I received this week that I felt like most people who watch this will find a lot of value in. So the call came from two ladies who want to move their family to Dubai, and they are in South Africa. Now, for various reasons, they want to have a better life. They want the safety, they want the economical stability, the social stability. It's just for quality of life. They want to enhance their experiences, but mainly it is to live in a place where they feel safe. So the question was, Kubis, we want to move to Dubai within the next 3 to 5 years. We know that we definitely want to be home owners there. So can you run through the process of how to buy property in Dubai? What do you advise we buy? Where should we live? And that's always a very interesting question and a very broad question. And that is a question that you probably have in the very beginning of your research stage of planning your move to whatever country you want to move to. Now, it was interesting to dive into this, and they found a lot of value from that, and I invited them back to discover more because we only had 30 minutes. This is how that conversation went. So if you're thinking about moving to Dubai and you have a timeline of 3 to 5 years, you probably want to consider getting into the market right now. If we look at the last 2 years and this year so far, the trajectory of prices of properties are going in one direction, and it's just going up. Even if we have to consider that the market will stabilize at some point, it is much better to get into real estate and owning a property here sooner rather than later. And of course, one of their main objectives was we also want to make sure that the property that we buy is a really sound investment. Although we are buying for personal use reasons, we also want to feel good about the real estate that we buy, knowing that we bought something where the price wouldn't be the same as it was the day that we bought it. Now, what they actually want is to own a home here, not an apartment. They want to own a townhouse or a villa, which is in itself buying into a product that is in scarcity. We've all seen the articles, we've all seen property prices for villas in various communities close to downtown, further away from downtown, keep on increasing in price. You don't have enough of them in Dubai. More families are moving to Dubai, they need more space. Our schools are inundated with enrollments. More families are moving to the city, so it's no longer just a cyclical place for young couples or businessmen or women coming here for a short period of time just to make money and then go back to where they came from. It's no longer just that. That is why prices of villas and townhouses have increased tremendously, because the demand outstrips the supply entirely. And the fact that they are planning their move so well in advance, they can take advantage of buying a townhouse or villa off plan. The off plan villas and townhouse communities are coming up again. We had a season where we didn't have much inventory, and when it came to market, it got snapped up because there was just no future plans or prospect or any clarity around when the next villa or townhouse community will be. And it's just lately that EMAR actually sent us their half year, the first half of 2024, their rollout schedule. And it's quite exciting to see that they are going to roll out numerous villas and townhouses in Dubai Land to Dubai South. Let's not forget also the Valley. This year by EMAR, they launched a product about 2 weeks ago, and they're going to launch another product in the next 3 weeks. So there's a lot of rollout of villas and townhouses happening now. So they've got a great plan going ahead. So we are preparing for that. If that is something that you're interested to know about first, when it happens, where it's going to happen, the prices it's going to happen at, make sure to book a call in my calendar. There's a link in the description. Let's get you onto that mailing list to make sure that you know first. I explained if you're going to purchase a property in Dubai with the outlook that you want to move to Dubai in the future, you are better off buying a villa or townhouse off plan, because you can take advantage of these payment plans that the developers have available right now. You don't need all of that money up front, and you also don't need that property to be ready right now, because you don't know in what condition that property would be in when you buy it now and rent it out, and then your plans sort of are pushed forward and you need to move immediately. Then you need to give that 10 to 12 months notice, and that sort of timeline just doesn't work for you. I am very cautious that that could be the situation if she bought off plan and there's nothing ready yet in that community. You can always come and you can rent for a couple of months or for a year and then move into your brand new property, instead of taking a property that has had 3 or 4 different owners in the past, where you weren't the one taking advantage of the capital appreciation. Because remember, in the beginning, she said she still wants to make sure that this is going to be a good investment for them. So I broke down a payment plan for her, and there's sort of 2-3 different payment plans that is quite predominant for villas and townhouses, depending on which developer you're buying with. Let's say the second biggest or third biggest, in no order of importance, I'm giving this information out, but somebody like Damac, their current launch in Damac Hills 1, which is already settled community, they just launched in villas there, and the payment plan is 60/40. This type of payment plan is very advantageous for buyers like yourself, or if you are in the position that this client that I'm speaking about is very advantageous, because it doesn't require such a heavy amount during the construction period, which is usually a 3.5 to 4 year period, just depending on supply chain factors. A 60/40 payment plan means that when you're booking this townhouse or villa, you're putting down 20% of the value, 20% down payment. Then you have a payment schedule during the construction period of 1% per month or 2.5% a month, and a few bullet payments at certain tiers of construction. These payment plans are linked to construction, which means Mr. Buyer, that me as the developer, says that you're going to pay 20% down payment, you're going to pay maybe another 5 to 10% in between that, but then we enter into a construction linked agreement. By the time I have built your house 20%, then only will I ask you for X percentage. If I have built your house 40%, 60%, Every time I reach those tiers of completion, you are then required and to pay a certain percentage according to the payment plan. Now, the question is, how long are those periods spread between each other? Now, this comes directly from that developer. That is usually a 3 to 4 month gap in between payments. Just to go back, this is a 60-40 payment plan. So during the construction period, you're paying 60%, and then on handover, you are required to put down the balance of 40%. And this puts you in a position where if you have the cash, you can put down 40% and take your keys and you're happy. If you don't have that cash, this is a brilliant payment plan because you can go to the bank, the property is ready, they can send an evaluator out, and you can finance that 40%. A better payment plan would be 50-50, where you pay 50% of the value. So the lesser you pay during construction, the better for you, because the balance is the majority, or at least half of the entire property value can then be financed. It's so funny. The other day, Osama, I don't know if he's going to watch this, from New Zealand, said, look, I'm going to book it. It's a free call. If he shows up, he shows up. If he doesn't show up, then whatever, I lose nothing. And I showed up. I don't think my camera was working on that day. Osama, my camera is working now. We still had a really, really good chat. And he said, I really didn't believe that you will show up, but you showed up and now we are here. So hopefully Osama actually buys a property here, because it's a really good idea for what he wants to do, and I'm pretty sure he will be. It always boils down to timing. Is it the right time? Are the finances in place? As a broker, I want to give you transparent advice, but there's at no point do I pressure you to do something that you don't want to do. None of my clients have ever done something that they don't want to do. That just doesn't make any sense to me. So this will be an amicable conversation on that Zoom call. Or actually, I use Google Meets. I find it so much easier to use. Thank you for watching. If you found value, subscribe, share it with somebody who had these thoughts, and you've got more questions undoubtedly, and I look forward to answering those questions for you on that one-on-one call that we will have. See you on the next video.